Hold on. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thanks for being here. That was the wrong video. It was supposed to be a different one that popped up. Okay, we're going to talk Cassie Diddy. The other video, don't know what happened. I was having problems. With that earlier, and it just continued. So, not certain if that was the issue, but I had to revamp and come live with this. Okay, so thanks for being here, everyone. Focus on healthy, safe relationships. Be around people that's loving, kind, and respectful. So I had to reboot. So thanks for coming back. Let's get into the disclaimer. Like I said, not certain what happened, but just allow me a moment to get myself situated. But I appreciate you being here. We will conversate. Someone did take the stand. We'll go through that. Who took the stand? Okay, so there's that. I'm going to get through my disclaimer. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I'm not certain what happened. Like I said, even when I was doing my shorts earlier, I had to reboot the system. So I rebooted it and just used a different system just now. So copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged in our opinion and for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so there's the disclaimer. Thanks for being here. Like the video as you guys come in. I appreciate everyone for being here. Thank you. Yes, I am back. Told you guys I would come back, and I did. Told you I would come back, and I did. Okay. Like the videos you guys come in. Okay, we're going to get through some clips in regards to what transpired in court today. The other live, I was basically updating you guys on what was happening in court. And then I said I might as well come back so that way I can update you what was happening during court. So, yeah, so that's why I'm back. Just to kind of update you guys on what transpired in court, during court, around the court time, what was said on the stand. They're definitely trying to wrap things up. And we're going to get into that as well. So thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting. I appreciate it. We're going to get into what transpired. Like I mentioned, Brandon hit the stand. He does not want to be called that. He wants to be called an alleged assistant. He said he was assisting. So let's make that clear that was talked about. In regards to sometimes he was set up, he would travel by himself, and then Diddy would come on a different flight or whatever, different transportation. Brandon basically mentioned he was setting things up. At one point in time, he was asked to take something to show his to show that he was working with. I guess he ended up taking the alleged substance that was asked of him. A lot went on. I'm sure many people were there. Since I was so busy, I wasn't able to hear a lot of stuff. And see, right now, are you guys... Press 3 if you guys can hear me okay. Press 3 if you guys can hear me okay. And then we're going to get into the clip. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Let's see. Maybe I'll make that a little bit better for you to see them. Okay. There's that. But let's go ahead and get into the video clip. Press 1 if you can hear me okay. But I'm going to go ahead and get into it. I think you guys can. Let's get into the videos of what transpired in court. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. I appreciate everyone's time and effort. Thanks for being here.
John Eltberg. Thank you. Please let Jesse know if he's ever in Atlanta. I would love to have a cocktail or 12 with him. Also, you all are amazing. That's very sweet. Gene Sluter says, I want my own Jesse and Elizabeth to break down everything in my life for me. Well, that is just disaster. I don't think you want that, but it's very, very kind. All right, so we got the first question. Fabiola Delgado LeBron, Queen Elizabeth.
Right now, we're listening to Law Crimes. She was in a courthouse. This is from today. We're doing a general update. Please like the video and subscribe to the page as you chime in.
Did the defense look stressed during testimony?
Not one bit. I personally didn't think that they seemed stressed during today's testimony, especially once Brendan Paul got on the witness stand. I was kind of thinking that the testimony overall would go one direction, especially given the lawsuit, but given that we saw him kind of testify today, it didn't even go the way I kind of thought it was going, and that's one of the biggest things about this case specifically, is you think it's going to go in one direction, then it goes into another direction. So from what I could tell, the defense didn't seem stressed, and I don't want to say that they didn't seem stressed and like they were so like calm, cool, and collective and arrogant. It was nothing like that, but it seems like, especially as we're kind of getting towards the end of trial here, that they don't seem as stressed as maybe people may think they are. But again, we never know what's going on through their heads and of sort. But from what I could tell, they seem kind of still, pretty surface level as far as just the feelings of emotions from what I could tell sitting inside the courtroom.
Question from Denise Lopez. Elizabeth, how was the tension in the room when Brendan Paul testified? And did he make eye contact with Diddy?
I didn't think that there was going to be a tense moment between the two, especially given kind of the demeanor it's been with other assistants testifying. And so because Diddy wasn't present when Brendan Paul got his immunity deal outside of the presence of the jury, I thought there might be kind of a big moment where maybe Brendan Paul didn't even want to look in Diddy's direction while he kind of approached the witness stand. But from what I could see,
no verdict yet. They're still doing testimony. Brandon took the stand today. That's what we're hearing. Thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Yes, I am live in the afternoon. Believe it? Yeah. Busy day, but I'm here. Let's continue. Fair use.
him. Diddy did kind of what he normally does when maybe a compelling witness might come up and testify. He kind of turned around in his defense chair and he kind of watched Brendan Paul take the witness stand. But I couldn't feel like necessarily a tense atmosphere as opposed to maybe when Jane was testifying or even as far as when Cassie was testifying. But from what I could tell, even when Brendan Paul got off the witness stand, I think he kind of looked in Diddy's direction. I don't think there was kind of like a, just like a nod to one another, a smile to one another from what I could see. But it didn't feel as tense as maybe I thought it was going to be when he entered the courtroom.
So I have two questions for you that are very similar. They're about Sean Combs because you are our eyes and ears. There are no cameras in that courtroom. There is no audio equipment in that courtroom. But listen to this from Joe Lucas. Elizabeth, great reporting. Feels like I'm there. I mean, what better compliment can you get than that? So Joe Lucas asks, what is Diddy's demeanor like today as it's coming up to the end of the prosecution's case? And RD asks, Elizabeth, have you seen Combs look at the jury much since he got in trouble? Remember, he did get in trouble with the judge after a really, I would say, beneficial moment of cross-examination of a key witness in this case. He was accused of nodding at the jury. So what's his demeanor like, and is he even looking at the jury?
Well, I'll take the second question first. Yes, I did see him kind of looking over towards the jury's direction today during testimony, but not kind of as animated as maybe he has been in the past as far as nodding goes and all of that stuff. I really just kind of think I saw him just looking in their direction maybe to get, maybe what their demeanor was, kind of listening to all these text messages, listening to Brendan Paul testify again too. But as far as just his dinner overall, it's still kind of the same thing. If he's feeling any type of worry or anxiety about what the future may hold, I haven't been seeing that necessarily. And again, not in like a cocky or arrogant type of way, but really just kind of maybe possibly a more poker face kind of way, where if there's any type of emotional feeling that he is having and it's not reading over his face. Maybe it's in his mind. It's something that we're not seeing. But as far as just his demeanor overall, he kind of is still doing what he's been doing. He's taking his notes. He's listening to testimony. He's jotting his notes down to his defense attorneys. The few moments that I do see him kind of, maybe beam up in a sense is when he sees his family inside the courtroom. So kind of turning around, saying hello to his son, saying hello to his mom, his sister. But as far as any type of worrisome demeanor, I haven't seen that. But you never know what's going on through his mind.
Yes.
Like the video as you guys come in. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. We're just doing a general update of what happened in court today. Afternoon live. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip. Please subscribe to the page. Thank you.
Is his family there?
Yep, his family is here today. I saw his sons, Justin and Christian Combs today, his sister Keisha, his mom, Janice, and then, of course, his friend Charlucci, who's been inside that courtroom pretty much as I've been. Even before the trial began, he was always attending those pre-trial hearings, too. So he did have his support system inside the courtroom today, too.
We got this question from Ilana Rodriguez. I absolutely love Jesse and Elizabeth. Oh, they're both great. And Jesse, I love the hair. Thank you so much. Question, Elizabeth. So this is important because we found this out. It was actually shocking. We found it out, 15 minutes ago? Elizabeth, when will the trial be over? And when will the prosecution government be done with their case? I mean, we just found out when this is basically going to wrap up, right?
Yes, we did, and it's coming closer to an end pretty much faster than I was expecting to. So because we didn't have court the full day on Wednesday, and of course we had the day off yesterday, it kind of pushed the government's case back just a little bit. So they plan on wrapping up this final summary on Monday. Then the cross-examination will happen. That'll probably take a few hours, and then the government plans on resting their case as early as Monday. So that could be probably the biggest thing, though, Jesse, is that the defense says that they plan that their case will be a lot shorter than expected. Now, originally, Mark Agnifilo was saying, okay, maybe it might be 2 to 5 trial days that they were planning for the defense case, but he was saying, as far as just when the defense plans on resting their case in chief, that could happen as soon as Tuesday or Wednesday, and then, of course, there has to be kind of a conference about jury instructions, all of that stuff. But the judge is saying that we could possibly have closing arguments on Thursday of next week. So that is coming up very fast, and then given, jury deliberations, all of that stuff, a lot of things are moving pretty fast. Even though it was kind of a slow end to finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, it's like, bam, the light's here. We're almost wrapping this case up.
They're almost wrapping this case up. I'm sure that judge is ready to be done. There's been so many distractions, so many concerns. Like I said before, he's innocent till proven guilty in a court of law. It's very, very interesting. They made a lot of things about Diddy Cassie. Where's his last other few girlfriends that he's had over the last 10 years? He's had other people since Cassie. He broke up with Cassie 2018. Where's the bodyguard? Where's the assistants on the job? If this is about his corporation, where are all the people at the corporation? I'm just wondering. So people are saying, yeah, they're about to wrap it up. Maybe Thursday, Friday. Because remember, no court yesterday, no court. Let me say, no court Wednesday and Thursday. And then they had a half day today. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip. I'm wondering if Brandon's going to hit the stand again Monday. Or was he done today? Fair use reaction clip.
But it could happen as soon as next Thursday.
We were talking about this, so if they really think they're going to wrap up their defense's case, A, it doesn't look like Sean Combs is planning to testify, and B, and this is something I'll ask my panelists in a little bit, the defense might feel pretty good about their case. They might feel that they don't need to call as many witnesses as they first thought. And through cross-examination or some of the problematic messages and alleged behavior of the witnesses in this case, they might feel reasonable doubt has already been raised. This is a question from @Tia215. Question for Elizabeth Milner. Christina Quorum's name has been up every day of this trial. Will she be coming in?
Don't seem like it.
It doesn't seem that way. It doesn't seem like the defense plans on calling her, and with the government resting their case on Monday, it doesn't seem like they're going to be calling her either. And it's interesting because we have been hearing so much about her. We've been seeing her exhibit photos. We've been hearing her text messages from her devices that were turned over. But as far as seeing an appearance from her, either inside the courtroom or as a supporter of Diddy's, or even inside as a witness for either the defense or government, we're not getting that, it seems like, from where we're kind of going and we're at in the case. And so it's pretty disappointing. I was hoping to hear from her just in any type of context, whether it be as a defense witness, whether it be as a government witness, but it doesn't seem like either side plans on calling her. I really just was hoping, and I think other people were hoping, to know what she has to say just about all of this altogether.
If I had to take a guess, I would say within the first day of jury deliberations, those jurors are going to ask themselves, any idea why she wasn't called? I have to imagine they're wondering that. It's a question we're wondering because her name has come up almost every single day in testimony.
Recently.
I wonder whether or not the prosecutor...
Yeah, recently this lady KK has been coming up a lot. So she's been coming up a lot. But why are they not calling her to the stand? That's the huge question. Why isn't KK taking the stand? Real talk. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Felt that it might be a weakness to their case. Defense might say, we don't want to call her. She's not going to help us in any way. Her messages may tell more of the story.
And how would we know what they're going to ask her until she takes the stand? Where are Diddy's? And then they were trying to keep that celebrity's name anonymous. Why aren't they outing what has transpired? Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Elizabeth, I want to play you something. So we talked about this before. There is this newly released audio tape of Cassie Ventura Fine that has come up. Now, this came up during her testimony where she is allegedly threatening this man over him viewing a sex tape of a freak off. We were talking about, does it help the prosecution of the defense? This came up during her testimony, but that we, the public, have heard it. Let me play a quick portion of it, and I'm happy to have you on because I want you to correct some misinformation there is about what...
And how did that video get leaked of Cassie? Let's continue. Fair use.
This tape is. You're going to put it into context for us. So let me play it real quick.
No, you playing game. And now we're never. Now all my friends can go and we can stay here. Everybody can go and we're gonna stay here. Everybody heard. So they're all leaving and we're staying here until you show me that I'm going to kill you.
Dot, 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 dot.
I don't give. I've never killed anybody in my life. I will.
I'm not playing that. Y'all can go over to listen to that on another page. My concern is, how did that get leaked? If that was something that was in court, how did that get leaked? Who leaked it? Real talk. That's my question.
Some videos of her, and Cassie wanted to how they got this video, and this was specifically to, I think he was a club promoter. His name was Sujit, and she was just confronting him about how he got this information, how he got this video, and then just where this video is, and how come he's not showing her this particular sexually explicit video. So I've been seeing just some kind of conversations about this particular audio recording where people are saying it's Cassie confronting an escort. That is not the case. This was somebody that Cassie honestly considered a friend who was telling her about this particular audio or this video that he saw of her, and it, again, being the video was sexually explicit, and still Cassie was confronting. Then why I say it could possibly work on the defense's side is because you could hear Cassie in that video just kind of threatening to kill, and not even threatening to kill, but also threatening to kill.
Blackmailing her.
They doing too much. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip. My page can't have all that. They can. I can't. Let's continue.
These tapes too, goes to her fear. Maybe more of a stretch. But Elizabeth Milner, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And I'm going to see you later on today on Sidebar.
Yes. See you then.
See you then. All right, Tyler, I want to go back to you. There was something that I mentioned before. If the defense has now shortened their case and they're only going to have a few days of bringing witnesses, does that signal to you that they feel confident that enough reasonable doubt has been raised that they don't need to put on more of a defense?
I think it does. I think it shows that the defense feels confident in their cross-examination. And I think they probably believe that the prosecution's witnesses have been weak, that the government case isn't that strong. And just to give you an example on some of those points, they're the ones who introduced this tape of Miss Ventura. They could say that, look, this is the real Miss Ventura you heard on audio, not the lady, a victim who was pregnant on the stand earlier in this case. So they're going to try to attack the witnesses some more, probably through some evidence that they put up in their case in chief. But just telling the judge here that they expect 2 days worth of testimony logically has to signal that they're confident in their the lack of the strength in the government's case, because they do not have to put up any evidence. They're not required to, and they must feel like they have a good case.
Okay, hold on. Fair use reaction clip. What do you guys think about him taking the stand and what he had to say? Like the video. Fair reaction clip. We're just listening to what happened in court today and a few different comments about previous days. Well, let's get to it. Hold on, it's setting up.
Could soon wrap up its case.
Fair use reaction clip.
Racketeering trial.
That was Law Crimes. Now we're listening to CBS News. Fair use reaction clip.
Of Sean Diddy Combs. Some of their final witnesses, a former assistant to Combs and a Homeland Security special agent. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman joins us now live outside the courthouse. Katrina, thanks for joining us today. What can you tell us about what we've heard and seen from witnesses so far today?
So we heard from Brendan Paul. This is a former assistant of Sean Combs. And Hugo, this is someone who was actually arrested. He was going to take a flight, he thought, to the Bahamas. We saw a photo of him on a plane with Sean Combs and Christina Coram, Combs' former chief of staff, who the prosecutors have made it clear they view as a co-conspirator in this case. But Brendan Paul said that he had picked up some cocaine from a room on the flight. It belonged to Sean Combs. He was ultimately arrested and charged with drug possession. Those charges were later dropped. But we learned about his time working for Sean Combs, and some important information that the prosecution is trying to get across here is that Christina Coram was aware of everything that was going on, that he, on a number of occasions, bought drugs for Sean Combs, that when he was hired, he described her as, in fact, basically running the enterprise all day, every day, that she was always aware of everything that Sean Combs was doing. She had access to his phones, and the reason this is important is because of this racketeering conspiracy charge. The prosecution needs to show that people involved in Combs' his company for participating in his acts in this alleged sex trafficking and the other underlying crimes that they're alleging here. So Brendan Paul's testimony was very important, although at the same time, the defense brought out that he's someone who saw a lot of the interactions between Sean Combs and Jane, one of the alleged victims. He said that he never saw anything to indicate that she wasn't a willing participant in this. He also said that he didn't think that Sean Combs was a criminal when he was working for him, that he wasn't acting like a drug mule, which is one of the accusations against him. However, like many of the people who work for Sean Combs, when asked how he feels about him, he said that it's complicated, that, you know, the reason his employment ended, Mugo, was that he was arrested on that day. That ended his job. A lot of what he did for Sean Combs was out of loyalty, and he had to be given immunity to take the stand today out of fear of incriminating himself.
Yeah, and Katrina, it seems like this case has just gone, I mean, it doesn't seem like it has. It's gone on for weeks after weeks now. Do we know what comes next?
Yes, so actually,
Please subscribe to the page. There's about 291 in the building. Please subscribe to the page and turn on your notification. And thank you. Continue to hit the like button, you guys. There's about 291 in the building, and we only have 10 likes. If you're watching from a phone, press 1 and double tap the screen, please, to hit the like. Thank you. There's about 366 in the building. Please subscribe, all 366. Please double tap the screen, and thank you. Continue. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
it is
Thank
really
you.
nearing
Hit
its
the
end.
like
We
button,
just got
please.
what seems to be a final timeline. The prosecution expects to rest their case on Monday. Then the
Thank
defense
you.
attorney, Mark Agnifilo, who's one of the lead attorneys for Sean Combs, said that he actually thinks their case is going to be shorter than they said. They said 2 to 5 days. He thinks that they will rest by Tuesday or Wednesday. So we're expecting we could have closing arguments on Thursday, and then this case would go to the jury. So we are really nearing the end of this.
Yeah, we're getting there. We'll see what happens. Katrina Kaufman, thank you so much for that update. Appreciate it.
Which they did say they wanted to go possibly till the July, no further than 4th of July. They wanted to be done before the 4th of July. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm back. I'm extremely tired, but I had to make this video for you guys. We're going to play another clip. I found this one really interesting, and it kind of gave a really great breakdown. So I definitely saved this one. Fair use reaction clip. We're talking about what happened in court today. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're having a great Friday. I am very busy, and I have taken care of everything I need to take care of. Let's get to it. Fair use reaction clip.
Sean Combs, day 27. We had a half day today, and right off the bat, I just want to share some scheduling info. The government will most likely rest their case at the end of the day on Monday, and the defense said that their case in chief may only last 1 to 2 days, so they could rest as soon as Wednesday afternoon, and then we could do closing arguments Thursday or Friday. So that was pretty big. I mean, I'm not taking any of this, everybody, as far as scheduling goes. And the judge also discussed jury charges. We discussed next Wednesday afternoon as well. Okay, so let's go to our first witness of the day, Brendan Paul. Brendan Paul was the person that was arrested in 2024, in March of 2024, at a Miami airport. And all of the headlines said that it was Diddy's drug mule that was arrested, his drug dealer. No, that really couldn't be further from. Brendan Paul was a personal assistant of Diddy's, and he's actually a pretty impressive guy.
Brendan Paul said he was a personal assistant. He was not the mule, alleged. And he's saying if he states that he see people say mule, he might try and sue them. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
He went to Syracuse. He was a walk-on college basketball player. He even played in the NCAA tournament. I think it was in 2019. But he testified that he was arrested, and that's kind of what ended his employment in March 25th, 2024. And what happened was he was cleaning one of Diddy's hotel rooms. He saw, I guess it was 0.07 of a gram. What is it? I don't even know how I don't know how to talk about drugs, but it was like 0.007.
He was cleaning one of the hotels. He got caught, allegedly. But if you're cleaning one of the hotels and you're traveling, Diddy's traveling with his daughters. So wait a minute. I'm thinking about that. Diddy's traveling with his daughters. So wasn't Brandon supposed to be meeting with Diddy? From what his testimony is saying, he's saying he cleaned the room. And that's how he got caught. Let's catch that tea. Like I said, Diddy's innocent till proven guilty. Pay attention to that. If he's saying he got caught because he was traveling, why wasn't he traveling to meet with Diddy if he's always with the diddler? Fair use reaction clip. If he's the assistant, you should have been traveling to meet up with him, right? I'm a replay that. Fair use reaction clip.
assistant of Diddy's, and he's actually a pretty impressive guy. He went to Syracuse. He was a walk-on college basketball player. He even played in the NCAA tournament. I think it was in 2019. But he testified that he was arrested, and that's kind of what ended his employment in March 25th, 2024. And what happened was he was cleaning one of Diddy's hotel rooms. He saw, I guess it was 0.07 of a gram. What is that? I don't even know how I don't know how to talk about drugs, but it was like 0.007 grams of cocaine, whatever that means. And he found it, he took it with him, and he forgot that he had it on him. So at the airport, when they searched him, they found it, and he actually did not snitch. He never said whose it was. And just skipping ahead a little bit, he did say he had a great lawyer, so he ended up getting those charges dropped. He did some community service and took some classes and whatnot. But he testified that he had never spoken to Diddy since that arrest, and he hadn't seen him either. So he started working for Diddy at the end of 2022. So he worked for him for about 18 months, let's say. And he talked about some of his duties, which were just organizing Diddy's suitcases, doing Amazon returns, coordinating with the chefs. And he also said that he packed he packed a lot of, I'll say that again.
She dropped stuff. Okay, there's about 433 in the building. If I can please get 400 people to please subscribe and thank you. Please turn on your notification. Please hit the like button. Can I please get 400 people to subscribe and 400 people to double tap that screen to hit the like? If you're watching from a phone, all you have to do is double tap the screen to hit the like and thumbs up. Let's get ourselves in the algorithm, and it lets everyone know we're live. Yes, continue to double tap that screen or look for the thumbs up above the video, below the video. Let's continue. Fair use. There's about 560 in the building. Please hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip. Thanks for being here, everyone. Fair use. Let's go.
He packed a lot of joints in the garage. That was part of his duty. He also said that he did do some drug runs for Diddy, and he testified though that he only spent about between $100 and $500 for these said drugs, which could be anything from He was tasked to get Diddy's Xanax, but he wasn't able to find it, but he said another assistant did. The government also asked him a lot about who he communicated with. Was it more KK? Was it other assistants? Was it Diddy himself? I think they were trying to bring KK in a lot as this alleged co-conspirator. He also talked about some of the travel booking. He brought up Jessica Ruiz, who we now know is the person that was in charge of travel. We've seen her name pop up a lot, and he testified that he worked between 80 and 100 hours a week. He made $75K to start, then made $100 grand when he left, and he set up hotel rooms for king nights a number of times, not a ton, and he cleaned up after these king nights as well, again, a handful of times. He said that he wore gloves because it was a little bit unsanitary.
Hello, North Carolina. You must have been here before because you came in letting us know where you from. Yes, thanks for being here. Let's continue. Fair use. Good afternoon, everyone. Let's continue. Fair use.
And he also said that when he first started, Eli Marone, one of the other assistants, told him that he should just use this job to get in and get out, break up with his girlfriend, and also don't expect to see your family and friends ever. And let's see. He talked about only witnessing Diddy doing drugs maybe once or twice, and at one time Diddy asked him to do a drug. It was like K2.
If you were a patient at any Michigan
fair use reaction clip, isn't it shouldn't it be slightly illegal for a boss to ask an employee to take a substance? Couldn't that be an issue if something happens to that employee? It would be on the employer. Okay, let me okay. Fair use reaction clip.
He talked about only witnessing.
There's about 577 in the building. If I can please get 500 people to please subscribe.
Maybe once or twice.
500 people to please subscribe and turn on your notification. I got to get more people to subscribe, and thank you. We're doing extremely well. We're trying to hit 39K by the end of the month. Thank you. Fair use reaction clip. Let's continue.
Twice, and at one time, Diddy asked him to do a drug. It was like K2, I think it is what it's called, which is like a form of ketamine and Molly. And Diddy wanted him to try it to see if it was good. And Brendan Paul said he tried a little bit of it, but he wasn't upset about it because he wanted to prove his loyalty. He also talked about staying up for 3 days straight with naps here and there, working on a special project in 2023, which was Diddy's album Love. And he actually said that this didn't bother him because he was young and he was, happy to do it. It was exhilarating, so to speak, because he was working on his album. That's kind of what Brian Steele elicited from him during the cross. He also spoke of certain drug dealers that he communicated with, and he mentioned the name One Stop, Guido. We saw the picture of Guido. He looks like a Guido, by the way. And someone named Baby Girl. What else? Oh, he was asked about Jane. He communicated, at some point with Jane because he set up these hotel rooms, and he was asked, I'm going into cross a little bit, but let me just make sure I didn't miss anything from the direct. He testified that the Wild King nights stopped happening at hotels after Cassie's lawsuit dropped.
Right.
And then we saw photos of Baby Oil and Astroglide, and he took a photo of this because he said he was telling another assistant how it needed to be organized. And that's really it for the direct. oh, and outfits from a sex store. He took pictures.
So Brandon was taking pictures. So if another assistant needed help or guidance of how to set up a room or what to bring, he took pictures to show the other assistants how to do things. Like the video, fair use reaction clip. Like I said before, Diddy's innocent till proven guilty in a court of law. It's not up to me. Fair use reaction clip. Let's continue.
He was asked to go, I guess, get some things during a Wild King night for Jane and Diddy, but Diddy, when he sent these photos of the outfits from the sex store, Diddy never answered. So then, okay, back to cross. So the cross-examination, again, Brian Steele was the one who kind of said, look, you are this college basketball player. You are very motivated. You're very intelligent.
Be kind in the comments, or I will time you out. I have no problem. I'm exhausted, and I'm here bringing this update information to you guys because I promised you I would. Fair use reaction clip. Thanks for being here. Be kind in the comments, or go to your page and do you. Fair use reaction clip.
You would not work for anyone who was a criminal. And he said, no, I wouldn't. And he just said, was there anything, or did you think anything illegal was happening in these hotel rooms for these Wild King nights? And he said, no, he just thought it was time for Diddy to have personal time and blow off some steam. Oh, in the direct examination, by the way, he did testify that he once, or he had to coordinate Diddy getting $5,000 to the hotel room for a Wild King night. So that'll be important for the redirect. But yes, so he said, nope, I didn't see anything illegal happening. I thought he was just having sexy time, some partying, whatever. And then he said, you were excited to work for Mr. Combs. This was like a big deal for you. You were, you looked up to him, and you were, or basically he was someone that you wanted to be like in the music industry. And he just kind of said, yeah. And he said that, yes, after he would see Jane after these Wild King nights, did she ever appear sorry? Did she ever appear regretful? Did she ever appear disturbed? And Brendan Paul's answer was absolutely not. And again, he brought up the day that he stayed up really late, and he said it was for the album release, and it was exhilarating. And he kind of said, do you think that you're indebted to Sean Combs for the experiences that you had? And he's like, I don't know about indebted, but, he kind of said that he was grateful for the opportunity. And then, even without getting immunity here, you would still tell the truth. He's like, yeah, of course. And then during the redirect, that's what I'm getting at, the government brought up, well, what did you kind of think that the $5,000 was for when you went to go bring it to him? But there were some objections, and it didn't really get answered. And she said, well, what was your understanding objection? Did you provide him with cash at any other times? No, not that I can remember. And then she said, how do you feel about Sean? When he got off the stand, they didn't look at each other, Diddy or Brendan Paul. Diddy kind of nodded his head a little bit during that testimony, nothing crazy. And then we saw...
Hello, thanks for being here, South Carolina. I could tell when someone's been here. Yes. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before, where you're watching from. Thanks for being here, South Carolina. Thanks for being here, North Carolina. I appreciate you guys. Did you subscribe, and have you already subscribed? And if you haven't, please subscribe. And if you already did, thank you. Let's get to 39K by the end of the month. Thank you. Let's continue. Fair use.
Some text messages that were put into evidence from Cassie and Diddy, and it was back and forth with Cassie talking about being abused. She talked about an incident that happened after the Met Gala where he dragged her, and
thank you.
And then the government added some context there after Teddy Garagos objected during a sidebar and during a break, where Cassie kind of said, I love doing FOs when we both agree with. And the last witness of the day will continue.
Hello, California. Hello, Vancouver. Hello, South Africa. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Continue on Monday, and this is Joseph Cerciello, and it was just more charts and graphs corroborating the escort travel and everything pertaining to the Jane era. So, oh my gosh, sorry, the sun is so bright, but we will continue with all of that on Monday. It'll go through the rest of the day, and he, again, the prosecutor Maureen Comey also said God, I'm a mess. There will be video of S tapes shown to the jury with Jane, so more Monday.
Yeah, more Monday. I'm wondering if he's going to take the stand again Monday, or was he done? Hello, South Africa. Hello, Montana. Hello, Norfolk, VA. Hello, VA. Yeah, he's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. A judge, jury is going to have to decide. It only takes one juror to make a decision of what's going on. Okay, everyone, I'm exhausted. It has been an extremely busy week, but I got everything done, so I'm grateful. I have some family stuff that's late in the evening tomorrow and the next day, so I need to get my proper rest so I can have a good old time. But I wanted to bring you guys this video. If I have to go live tomorrow morning to get some things out, that'll be great, just to kind of update you guys. We've talked about brand, and we talked about court. We did do a live this morning to update you on what was happening over the last several days, what different tea and information that was given to us. So I bring you guys hot topics, trending topics, and I tell what's going on. I don't do a lot of clickbait. I get sources from 3 or 4 2 to 3 places. If I feel that it's credible, I'll kind of tune you guys in. But yeah, I appreciate y'all as well. I appreciate you. Busy week. Next week might be even busier, but I'll be trying to get stuff done. We stay busy. And you guys be careful. It's supposed to be extremely hot over the next 5 to 8 days. So be careful. Check on your family members. Make sure, you know, if the system or the power goes out, you have maybe a handheld battery operated fan that you can cool yourself off. Be careful during that hot weather over the next 5 or 8 days. Do things early in the morning or do things later in the evening when it has cooled off. My page is a little bit different. I care about my people. So we talked about Diddy. We talked about Cassie. This is the other thing I'll talk about. She played the clip in regards to what Cassie was saying. Certain words, I have to be careful. I've always been careful on my page. Cassie made comments to someone that she felt was a friend in regards to her video being leaked. But that's the question. Why aren't people talking about this was played allegedly in court? How did it get leaked? The judge was already frustrated that there was alleged other stuff that leaked. How did this get leaked if that was played in court? Who leaked it? This court case is something else. This court I'm side-eyeing a lot of stuff. Where's Diddy's friends? Diddy had a company. Where's his business partners? Where's the drivers? Where's the bodyguards? Where are people at? He dated other people than Cassie. So, thanks for being here, Los Angeles. I appreciate you all. No, well, I won't leave her alone. And it's sad that she went through what she went through. She definitely tried to get away from this person. She tried. We saw what happened when she tried to get away from. So saying leave her alone, we support who we need to support. When there's concerns, we talk about it. But how did that video get leaked? That of the statement that Cassie's making. Who leaked that video? We know Cassie didn't leak it. So they're trying to make her look a certain way too. And think about it. Diddy dated other people than Cassie. Why aren't they talking about who he dated over the last 2 years? Where's she at? And then isn't there a person that's MIA? They didn't even show up to court. Thank you. I appreciate that, Anthony. Yes, if you could see my eyes. And see, a lot of people say, when I'm tired, you can see it in my eyes. My eyes are almost shut closed. So I appreciate y'all. I do. I do it for y'all. I really do. But, you know, it's going to be up to the jury, you guys. Diddy's team has done a job in regards to anybody that hit that stand. If you were not telling the truth about something, they made sure they understood. They made sure they cleared up a lot of stuff that was said, that was done. How you feel about him? Do you look up to him? Diddy's team, I'm sure they're getting paid a lot of money to do what they do. And he had some decent lawyers. He's the one that's in jail, but the people that took the stand, they questioned and they made the jury kind of side-eye who was testifying. They did their job. They did. But the constant mistrials requests, the constant objections, the constant sidebars, I am sure the judge is ready to get over this case. So I appreciate you guys. I have to get some rest before my boo bae get home. I don't want to be looking like this when he get home. So I appreciate y'all. Please continue to hit the like button. Please subscribe. There's about 346 in the building. If I could please get all 300 people to hit that subscribe button. And thank you. We are trying to hit 39K by the end of this month. And we're trying to hit 1 million by the end of this year. Yes. My page almost gets 1 million views almost every 30 days. More than that, but I'll say every 30 days. So yes, our page is doing well. 9 months ago, we had 3,000 subscribers. Now we're almost at 39K. So I appreciate you all. Be blessed. Be safe. Have a great weekend. Try and stay cool. Continue to hit the like button, you guys. There's about 300 in the building. Can you please hit that like button before I exit? Double tap that screen, please. Double tap that screen. Do people have big plans for the weekend? And they just called me about what I'm supposed to bring, and they just said certain things I don't have to bring. Yay! I'm glad I didn't buy that stuff at the grocery store yesterday or today. Hey! I just saved myself a good $40. Yay! I like saving money. So that worked out. Any big plans over the weekend, you guys? Any big plans over the weekend? Continue to hit the like. Yes, I see that the likes are going up. If you subscribe, thank you. What do you think about the court case? What do you think about Brandon taking the stand? What do you guys think? Yeah, we're definitely not cooking in the heat. Even the event, I hope, you know, it's going to be definitely cool inside where we're going to be. So I'm glad it's later in the evening too, so that way I can rest up. And if I have to go live in the morning, I can go live in the morning and then still get to the event and still have plenty of time to get cute. Hey, get cute. Yeah. Definitely continue to hit the like button, you guys. I can already see the numbers are going up. There's about 237 in the building. If you already subscribed, thank you. If you didn't subscribe, please subscribe. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. I have to get some rest, but I appreciate you guys. We did an update. If I don't go live, last Saturday, we did good. It was about 60K in the building Saturday. We did good last Saturday, so I might go live again. Yeah. 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 I'm not even going to do everything I need to do. Hair, nails. I'm not even going to do that until the morning. I want to rest up really well and not worry about if I'm messing up my hair. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of stuff in the morning. So that might be the reason if I don't go live tomorrow, that might be the reason. I'm just trying to get ready and dressed. So not much I got to do. Put in a good 45 minutes, an hour, depending on what I do. But yeah, you guys continue to hit the like. Continue to hit the like. Yes, double tap the screen. If you're watching from a phone, YouTube makes it easy. So you guys, everyone has their opinion about the case. Can't make a decision on if they've proven their case or not. The jury's going to have to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting. 2 weeks. And over here, we do talk hot topics, trending topics. We do debunk stuff over here too. If I hear that something's not true or if it's a lie, I'll debunk it. But I give you the information that I catch. Yep. So thanks for being here. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. When I listen to, because I'm not a law page, when I listen to other law pages, they said they've met all the requirements. But when you listen to everyday people, they say, nope, they didn't do it. And everyone has their opinion. Everyone's okay to have their opinion over here too, as long as you're respectful. So thanks for being here, everyone. Have a blessed weekend. Goodbye. Be blessed.